data analysis that data analyst is someone who collects data, organizes it to give them a informed story so that analyzes the data so that such company he or she is working for can make an informed decision. And all that. Then talk about four different types of data. Four different types of data analysis. Talk about the descriptive. Talk about the diagnostic. We also talk about the predictive and the prescriptive. We said for the diagnostic is a form of getting to know what he or she is working with. So something like you are trying to know the cause of something and all that. Then that of the prescriptive, you are trying to prefer solution. Then we also looked at the data analytic tools. We said there are 7 major tools. We talked about the advanced Excel, we talked about the Python, we talked about the Tableau, SPSS, SQL, Arrow, and
alright, so can any other person add to what she has said so far? Okay, so let me just help our ministry out. I will just do this few minutes recapping for the sake of the person just joining us before we move into our main assignment for today. So actually we started with general introduction to data analysis. We started by knowing what is the meaning of data analysis. That is where we started from. And then I told them that data analysis is the process of processing data with the aim of drawing insights for decision making. So, but for us to be able to draw those insights, we mentioned 3 items we need to identify while we are processing such a data. Number 1 is trend. Number 2 is pattern, right? Then number 3 is correlation, or I use another term called outlier, right? And in the notes, I took time to explain what it means to have or to identify trend. As a trend is the highest occurrence. For example, when you say what is trending, right? What is trending? That is what is reigning. What people are talking more about. While the pattern can be progressive or regressive. The pattern can be the changes of what? The trends. While the outlier or the correlation is the difference between what? The parameter involved or the variable involved in the trending. Did you understand that, madam? Okay, now after that, somebody can help me with the topic, the order at which I took the topic. Still have it? Good. Now after this definition, we now look at types of what? Data analysis. So where I explain 4 different types of what? Data analysis are the possible questions that could arise whenever you perform any of these what? Various types of analysis. Now we started with descriptive analysis. Under descriptive, we said the focus would be on on what? Data what? Mining. So that way I talk about some of the techniques that are adoptable when you are performing a descriptive analysis. But what I focus on is the question that each of these analysis will definitely what? Answer. So the descriptive analysis answer the question of what happened. So at the end of exploring a data given to you, by the time you present your findings, which become the insights that will guide the organization in decision making, there will always be a question like what happened that variable A performed better than variable B. So as an analyst, it becomes your responsibility to always find out what happened that one variable is smarting the other variable. Then we have another type of analysis. We mentioned different techniques that could be used to achieve this categorical analysis we're talking about, which you will get in the notes. I'm just trying to summarize. Now we also mentioned diagnostic analysis. So the diagnostic analysis is where you answer questions like how did it happen? Remember the descriptive answer was what happened. Then the process, that's how did it happen? So the stakeholder wants you to be able to also find out the process, how it happened, not just what happened. So they would like to know the strategies you put in place that makes your probably maybe a variable perform than the other variable. Then we also talk about is it prescriptive? Was it prescriptive before? Predictive. So predictive answer question of what will happen. What will happen? Remember the first one is what happened. The second one is how did it happen? And the third one is what could happen or what will eventually happen. And I told them that most organizations, that is the kind of analyst they are looking for, who will tell them what will happen tomorrow, because they have already seen yesterday and they have also seen today. So they are just anxious about what will happen tomorrow, so that they can be guided. Then, of course, we mentioned one which is a sub-element of one of them, but we isolated it as a different type of analysis. This is prescriptive. Prescriptive. So what is prescriptive analysis? Somebody should help us to say that while I attend to the young man that
provides a recommendation on action.
What action to take?
What action to take to achieve the desired outcome. It uses optimization techniques, simulation, and machine learning to prescribe solutions.
All right. So I will just jump. You get the rest from the notes. I will just jump to the second class. I think in that same class, I don't know whether it was in the second class that we discussed tools or program for data analysis. Was it that same class? The second class. So in the second class, we talk about the available tools that you can leverage on as a data analyst in order to perform your analysis. So I mentioned a couple of them, and I also pointed out their differences, which I may not be able to touch now, but I will just paraphrase. So later you get their note and get the full detail. So we mentioned Microsoft Excel. And I pointed out one of the reasons why Excel is recommended for us as data analysts. Number one, it has a very large platform, which is called spreadsheets, that allows us to hold or gather large data sets. And apart from that, I also said one of the unique advantage of Excel is that it has a lot of inbuilt functions. There are a lot of functions that have been pre-programmed in it, And that very sector, that very place where those functions are stored, it is referred to as what? The spreadsheet, which is also called what? The library. The library. Then I also told them that we have an average of over 400 what? Inbuilt functions program already on what? Excel spreadsheet. So this is one of the reasons why some material you may see out there we describe Excel as a powerful spreadsheet. So the word powerful, which was never used to describe Microsoft Word. So it means that the person have acknowledged that what there are some magical things with the help of the functions already programmed in what? In the program. Okay, so I also told them that Excel also has its own limitation. The limitation is that it cannot process more than, per sheet, cannot process more than 1,048,576 records per sheet. That is the limit. So per sheet in Excel, that is the amount of record you can what? Handle or you can process. And I even told them that you are not even expected to what? To use the entire what? Space. If not, the application will what? Will crash. So we also talk about another program that can be used for data what? Analysis, which is Python. So Python is a programming language. Excel is an application. See the difference now? In Excel, you are not writing codes. You are only exploring functions. But you are not programming the function. You are not writing the function. But in Python, it is a language. So you are writing your code to solve different what? Challenges for you. Some of the code you are going to write will solve challenges of what? Processing the data set into the Python library for you to be able to what? To draw insight from it. Some of the code will be written in order what? To structure the data, to still present it the way Excel what? Present it in what? In columns and what? And row. Some of the code will be used to what? To analyze the data. And the advantage of Python is that what? Is unlimited when it comes to data what? Exploration. You can exploit large data sets in Python, no limit. And the processor will not be what? Slow. Now we also mention what? SQL, which means what? Structure Query Language, or standardized query what? Language. I told them that SQL is a database what? Language. It's a language we use in creating and managing what? Database. Database means where data are what? Stored. So we also mention what? Power BI. These are the ones that are in your registration. So other ones that are not in your registration that I mentioned, you get them in the what? The notes, so that I can move on. So we mentioned Power BI, and I say Power BI is one of the best Microsoft Office AI application for data analysis and visualization, for real-time analysis. So you get more of it in the notes. So what was the next topic? I think the next topic was introduction to what? Excel. Right? Now, I told them that is not supposed to be my assignment. This class that you are is an advanced class. This is not what? Basic what? Class. So we are supposed to use advanced Excel for what? Analyzing data, not for us to be learning what? The basic. But just to make sure that at least we have, as they say, at least we have something to build on. So I decide to, on my own, do Christmas and New Year for them by introducing them to Excel as if we are in primary school of Excel. But today, I have graduated from that school. I'm going into the main aspects that concerns us. So what I'm going to do is that, like I sent a link Please, madam, add that to the group. So what I will do is that I will drop the link there. I have a lot of videos on my YouTube page on introduction to Excel. Everything you need to learn about the basics, they are there. So, but because the videos are much, I will help you to search the one you need and drop the link there. So what you do is that before the next class, sit down with that what? Video and use it to balance your what? Your basic aspect. Is that clear? Okay, so today our assignment is very simple. Our assignment is very simple. What we are looking at today is data wrangling. Data wrangling. Let me go back to my PowerPoint. Data what? Wrangling. So let's quickly look at what is data wrangling. As data analysts, you need to understand these terms. Data wrangling, you can write data wrangling, also known as data cleaning. So you can see, I know if I have used the word data cleaning, every one of us know it. Data wrangling, also known as data cleaning or data pre-processing. These are terms that can be used to qualify data wrangling. Pre-processing or data pre-processing command is the process of transforming, underline the word transforming, is the process of transforming and preparing raw data, is the process of transforming and preparing raw data. The process of what? Transforming and what? Preparing what? Raw data for analysis. Underline the reason why you are doing this. For analysis and visualization. Underline the word for analysis and visualization. So let me just explain some things to us here. I told them that you have to think like what? An analyst. You have to act like what? An analyst. It is not enough for you to know how to use the tools. Now, when you are given data set, what do we analyze? What is our food? What is that thing that is not given to us? We are nothing. Who can help us? Data. We don't play with data. When an analyst sees data, he is excited. Because without data, we don't function. We can't function. Now, what we are saying is that the person that collected the data must have not captured your own activities as a data analyst. So, as a result of that, there could be a lot of what? Discrepancies. There could be a lot of flaws. There could be a lot of unstructured, or there could be a lot of structural issues that could not fit into modeling that data for your analysis. So when a data is given to every analyst, he or she is expected to study. To study what? The data. And when you are studying the data, there are things you should watch out for. Check for the numbers of headers in that data. Check for the record in that data. Now, assess the data what? Quality. Are there corrupt values? Because statistics have shown that when you are given erroneous data, there is 99.9 what? tendencies of your analysis what being what wrong or misleading. So that's why we don't joke with, we don't just get data, then the next thing you start what? Analyzing. You have to what? Reprocess it. That is wrangling. Reprocess it. Now to reprocess means you are making amendment, adjustment. You are removing or you are what? Adding. The moment you have tampered with the data, what you are doing is what? You are wrangling the data. There are activities that falls under data wrangling. Number one is formatting the data. That is why I use the word transformation there. Formatting. Formatting. Another activities that falls under data wrangling is changing data formats. Changing data formats. Now, there are many ways or formats a data set can be given to you as an analyst. For example, we have a data format that is known as CSV. CSV. So Excel format, data format can be given to you in what? CSV. What is the full meaning of CSV? The C stands for what? Common or comma. The S stands for separated. CSV. Then the V stands for value. So most time we can just use the word comma delimited to represent it. So that is a data set that is what? Comma delimited. What does that comma delimited mean? What comma delimited means is this. If I give you list of names, let's say names, and then I say Prosper, comma, Elo, comma, Rita. This is comma what? Delimiter what? Data. Whenever you read that record in Excel that is arranged vertically and what? Horizontal. To Python. Python will convert to what? To this form. So when you have customer name, you will not see Python naming this as what? Dictionary. And then what? I'm putting what? All this as what? The values or the key and text for the what? The dictionary. Now, but in normal Excel format, what you are going to have is this. You have what? Prosper. You have what? The logo here. Then you have what? Written. So when data set is given to you in this form, how do you switch it to what? To this form. So we have CSV, we have Excel, Word, book. These are the two. We have SQL. When somebody probably, let's assume that the person, how do I put it? Downloaded a data set from a website. The person will either download it in this format or what? In this format. Now, you want to use Excel to analyze data that is in this format. And one of the implications of running this file in Excel is that if your record is spread across more than one sheet, each time you save, it will not update if your record is in what? CSV. Each time you try to save, you tell that what? To throw an error. And when you proceed with the error, you may be thinking that you have saved. Tomorrow, by the time you open that record tomorrow, you discover that what? All the updates were not what? Captured. So what you should do as a data analyst that understand what? Data what? Wrangling. You convert. After when you are through with all your analysis, if you still want to what? you know, at the end of the day, I want to believe that your findings will be in a particular sheet. So you may not even need the data itself. So you can switch from this for the meantime while you analyze so that it will allow you to update. Switch from this to what? To this. So one of the activities that falls under data what? Wrangling, like I mentioned, is what? Formatting. Once you are given data and you change the color, or you increase the size, or you move a particular record in one column to what? Another place, you are already what? Wrangling what? The data. Because I said what? Reprocessing or processing. And the whole of these activities is wrapped under what? Data cleaning or data treatment. It's a field. It's a field. It is not everybody that will end up becoming data analyst. As we are all seated here now, some persons will graduate as data cleaner. It's your choice, so it's not a kind of declaration. Some will graduate as all. When you call them for cleaning, they are there, they have the skill to clean up data. Some will graduate with what? Analysis. They have all the skill. So it depends on how you pay attention as we are going. So you decide. Now what I'm saying is that in data science or in data analysis as a field, in computer science, as a branch in computer science, there are personnel that are called data entry personnel. These are people that they are looking for remote job. If you go to my LinkedIn account now, I see alert there. I wish my calling is in service. I will have reported since. But my calling is training. As far as this particular one is concerned, if it is web dev now, because I don't need something that is stressing me. Something that is not there itself. You can read at home. You don't need to be there when you are building it. So there are some persons that their work, what they will be employed for, is just to be cleaning data for what? The analysts. It is an office. So whenever a company consults them to analyze data, they give it to what? A data what? Cleaner first. Then once he or she is done with his own part, then now transmit to what? To the analyst. So that by the time you as a data analyst, you are analyzing, you are free from thinking of what? Whether there are what? Errors. You will just concentrate. But I want to advise you, if you know you want to break through in Nigeria here, you must know all. You must know all though, because Nigeria don't believe in division of that is why you see those guys traveling out there. They are not going to be using all of them. They will retire them from some of them. They will not tell you, Oga, tell us where your strength is. Is it Python that you are good at? They put you there. And you see the person was doing better. But here, because of the economic factor, they want to use one stove to kill. So why I am encouraging you to learn all now, so that you can secure job opportunity. So that you won't get to a company and they say they are looking for a data cleaner. And you say, no, me, I'm an analyst too. I don't know how to clean this. So this is very important. It's very important that we learn how to what? To retransform or to reprocess. So I believe at this point, everybody understand what is called what? Data what? Right. So let's look at other terms that we can use. If you don't want to, maybe you are talking to a layman, the person that wants to give you the job, while doing grammar, except you don't need the money. Why can't you come to the person's level so that you can get the money? When you blow the grammar and you put it in the class, then use the word that matches the person. So let's start cleaning the data. You understand? Which means that what? When you are cleaning data, you are transforming, you are changing the state You are updating the data. Now, I started by saying that we cannot do anything as data analysts without what? Having access to what? The data. So my focus today, which is still part of your responsibility, and which are also classified under what? This, is how to sort out your data. So I'm going to be showing us a website where you can go and download what? Well-structured what? Data for practice. So, and I will show us how to, there are a lot of people are going to learn how to switch, how to convert what? A format, how to unzip it. So there are some things I believe some of us we don't know. Now, if you are employed tomorrow, sir, will they ask me to go and sort out the data? Who can answer the question? If the company employs me tomorrow, will it be my responsibility to go and look for data? So they will have what? Go and give it to you. Or they will give you access, login to wherever they store their data. If their data are stored in cloud, they will give you what? A login detail. If their data is in their website, if they don't trust you, maybe you are a part-time staff, for security purpose, they will ask their web experts to what? To lift it from what? The website in CSV or in the same format or in SQL format and give it to you. So it's not left for you to choose whether you want to do the analysis in Python or what? Power BI. But there are some companies that will tell you, hey, for security reasons, our data should not leave our website. So we will employ you and somebody will be open it for you. You will do all your analysis there and take your takeaway from there and then what? Present your executive report. Do you know the language they have forced you to use now? Do you know the language they have locally forced you to use? SQL. And this is why I got tell you this is why you must learn SQL. If you meet such a company that says, I will not trust you, you cannot take our data, you must, which language are you going to use to analyze data in database? Is what? SQL. That is where you now cut your SQL knowledge. Is it clear? Okay. Now that we understand, let's look at some things that are involved. Note. In Microsoft Excel, are you with me? Data wrangling involves, number one, importing data. So this is where I am formally highlighting what we have under what? Data wrangling. That will definitely be your responsibility as what? A data analyst. So you must know how to import data. Import data in bracket, just to explain what that means. Bringing data into Excel from various sources is your responsibility. Bringing data into what? Excel from various what? Sources. E.g. CSV, text file, database. Then close the bracket. So let's look at another thing it involves. Number two, data cleaning. So data wrangling also involves data cleaning. Bringing data into Excel from various sources, in brackets, e.g. CSV, text file, database, and then close the bracket. So I just mentioned few. You can add cloud, wherever, or maybe OneDrive. I mean about what is called OneDrive. Okay, now let me show you. OneDrive, we call it Google Drive. Okay, you know Google Drive. Okay, let's continue. Now, let's look at another thing data wrangling involved. I just mentioned one now, right? That involve what? Importing what? Data from what? Different locations, right? Number two, it also involves data cleaning. It involves data cleaning. In brackets, in bracket, I'm also explaining what that is. In bracket, removing duplicates. So anytime you are given data and you are removing duplicated value, you are doing what? You are cleaning. Removing duplicate command, handling missing value. Handling missing value. Handling missing value. Handling what? Missing value command, and correcting errors. So whenever you are performing any of these, that falls under what? Data cleaning, which is under what? Data wrangling. Is that taken? All right. Number 3, another thing that is involved under data wrangling is data transformation. Data transformation. Data what? Transformation. In bracket, just understand what data transformation is. Converting data types, comma, formatting dates, and standardizing text. Come again. Converting data types, formatting dates, and standardizing text. So the whole of this exercise falls under what? Data what? Transformation, which is still under what? Data wrangling. So I'll be reminding us from the practical aspects. By the time I load data, you will see that the date format is wrong. We cannot work with it. So by the time I'll be showing you the techniques how to what? To correct that, then you remember this class. Now, number 3, data aggregation. Number 4, data aggregation. Data what? Aggregation. And what does that mean? Grouping and summarizing data. That is also under data wrangling. Grouping and summarizing data. Grouping and what? Summarizing what? Data. The number 5, data filtering. Data filtering. If you have done Excel basic, you know what they call what? To filter what? Data. Data what? Filtering. Which means selecting relevant data subsets. Which means selecting relevant data subsets. Selecting relevant what? Data subset. Then the last one from my list, data sorting. Data sorting. Data sorting. Organizing data for analysis, either in ascending, descending, or customized order. Organizing data for analysis, either in ascending, descending, or what? Customized order. Ascending, descending, or what? Customized what? Order. All right, now let's recap. Who can now quickly mention the 6 activities under what? Data wrangling. Number 1, importing what? Data. Number 2, number 3, then number 4, number 5, number 6. Good. All these you are going to do their practical. All of them are going to do their practical. Now let's quickly look at the benefit before we go to importing data, because that is the first thing. We are going to import data from a website now. Now, benefits of data wrangling. Benefits of data what? Wrangling. Number 1, improve data accuracy. So you know why as a data analyst you must engage in this. I said what? Improve what? Data accuracy, right? Number 2, enhance data consistency. I mean, there will not be what? Irregularity. Everything will be, be consistent. Number 3, increase efficiency. Number 3, increase efficiency. Increase what? Efficiency. Number 4, better data visualization. Better data visualization. And then number 5, more reliable analysis. More reliable analysis. More reliable analysis. Yes. What is 3? Yes, go. No, don't. You know I've used part of that. I need to be fast. I said what? More what? Reliable what? Analysis. So I think these are the what? The advantages of what? So an analyst that omits data wrangling. How can we describe such a person, please? People should give the person name. Unprofessional. That person will shoot human being, will kill people. I have told them before that this field is very, very, should I say, is very, very, can I say rigid? Yeah, technical. Because sometimes you don't know, you think that is a mere field that you can practice. Do you know that people are going to, or a company, they are going to invest billions of naira based on your presentation, and now you just did it casually. You did not take time to observe the protocol very well. At the end of the day, they invest 1 billion. By December, they are running loss. Do you think that they will hire you the following year? You are gone. So please, these are principles. So I just established the what? The foundation now. So as we continue, each time I bring a new data set, you will see us what? Studying it, trying to check whether what, because it is when you study it that you find out whether there are errors that will make you to know whether there is need for what? Cleaning. But when you don't study, when you don't look into it, then you don't find all this. So quickly, let's look at how to import data from a global website called Cargo. It's one of the most used platforms. Yes, Cargo. It's one of the most used platforms for accessing data samples.
That's a report data from
Global platform called Cargo. So the website is www.cargo.com. www.cargo.com. Have you written it? Now, if I ask us now to randomly create value, we are going to have a structured data. We are going to have data that can actually help us to draw what? Effective what? Insights. Because we are going to be assuming products. That data set was not collected from a live event or what? Transaction. Now, this platform, all the data you see here, they are real company data, published some time ago. So, they publish them there. This particular company, their work is to go to this company and ask them for data that are no longer important to them, as if they have already utilized them. So, even if we pay them, it doesn't have any side effect. So they are going around to different companies, collecting data and updating them here for you and I. So that we can have data that will look like the data that will be given when we graduate, when we are working. Real data. There is no data set you cannot find it. Choose any field, be it medical, be it religion. Once you go there, you just know how to construct your keyword. What type of data are you looking for? I'm looking for sales data. Once you type sales, you will see thousands of uploaded data relating or captured from sales inventory. So each of them comes with documentation. The documentation is what describes that data you are about to extract, so that you know what and what it entails before you proceed to downloading it for your analysis. But there is a criteria that will allow you to access this platform. Just your email. You just have to create an account. So if you don't have email address, That means you do your own practical next time. You must have either Gmail or what? Yahoo or any other what they have. So I have, let me just take us through it. So you'll be writing your step. So you take your time to do that later. So I'm going to switch from here and go to what? My browser quickly. Make sure you are summarizing your steps. So from my browser, I will type what? Cargo. I think I must have visited it. So let me just say www.cargo. Good. So I've been there before. So let's look at it together. Now this is it. Now if you have not registered, then you have to click on what? Register. So once you click on register, then please, I say you should pay attention. I'm teaching with projector. It means yes, that is what you should be doing now, not to be operating at the same time. I'll give you time to practice. So, as I said, the first step, I visited what? The website by typing what? www.cargo.com. And that prompted me to an interface where I selected what? Let me go back, this, register. So if you have an account with them, you sign in. If you don't have an account with them, you click on what? Register. Then once you select register, it will ask you which method do you want to use for the registration. You want to register with your Google or register with what? An email. So you choose one, and then you will enter your email address, your password, and then your full name, and then you observe the captcha. The captcha is what makes them to know that you are not a robot. They want to know whether you are human being filling the what? The form. But in my own case now, I have already registered. I'm going to leave this interview. So once you have done this and click, it will automatically what? Take you to your page like this. But I am not sure that this is my page, so let me click on what? Sign in. And then I am signing in with what? My email. Now I saved my email before in cookies, so I will just select what? Login. So if you did not save, it will not come like this. You have to manually type the email, and then now you can see that what? I am in here now. So this is my account. So from here, most of these things that we are learning here, this platform is also for data analysis training. So it's not only for us to come here and take what? Data. But what brought us here right now is what? Is data set. So if you click on data set, you will now see this search box. So you need to supply your keyword. What type of data do you want? If I select health now, let's say what? Healthcare data. Once I type the healthcare, so you can see what? Healthcare what? Data set. A lot of them. So like I told us, you take your time to observe the documentation. Don't just be downloading without studying, without knowing what that data is all about. And how do you view the documentation? Just click on it. Then it will give you information about what? The data set. Now look at where they are describing the data. This synthetic healthcare data set has been what? Created to serve as what? Valuable what? Resources for data what? Science, machine what? Learning, and data what? Analysis what? Enthusiasts. So this is inspiration. Now you now come here, data what? Information about the what? This data. You can see the headers. You can see that what? By the time you open it, you only see what? A label called what? Name. You will see a label called what? Age. You will see gender. You see what? Blood what? Type. So I can go down and the values. This is just a kind of preview. So you must always do this before you proceed. Now I like this data. I will now click on what? Download. It will download it as a zip file. Then you need to know how to what? Unzip it. Now it's asking you, I told her that this is just like an ID, integrated development environment. If I don't have, maybe I don't have Excel as my framework for analyzing my data. If I don't have Python, I can run my code directly from here. So what I need is not writing my code here. I just want to take this file. What did you see here? Download what? As what? And the memory is going to take is what? 3 what? Megabytes. So once I click here, it will now start what? The download. You can see that what? It downloaded as what? archive, which is what? A zip file. Now, the Excel file that you need, you have to what? Unzip it before you can access it. So how do I unzip? I told you, I'm just lecturing where you feel that you need to write your step. Please take notes. Pause me. Where should I stop? Where should I start from?
After registering.
Okay, after registering, click on data sets. Then enter your search keyword, e.g. healthcare or sales data. Enter your search keyword, e.g. healthcare or sales data. So once you have an idea of the data set you want to analyze, you search for it. Have you written that?
Yes, sir.
So the next step is select the data shortlisted, from the listed, types or available based on your search keyword, right?
Yeah.
Then select the data in order to study about the data briefly before downloading it. In order to study the data briefly before downloading it. Are you with me?
Yes.
Good. Now, note, the data will be downloaded as a zip file. Write it down so that we'll now write another set of steps on how to unzip. Note, the data set will be downloaded as what? A zip what? File. So what is a zip file? Let me know those that have finished secondary school computer before coming here. What is a zip file? Sir? Good, write it down. A zip file is the compressed version of a data set or file. The reason is that what? There is a limit to the volume of data that can pass through when you are uploading, when you are attaching, either through your email. I think email is 25 megabytes. Anything more than that cannot be uploaded or attached, right? Except you go through maybe Google Drive. Now, what you will do is to zip it so that it will reduce the way to compress it. So, which means that what you downloaded is a compressed version of what? And what you need is not a compressed version. So you have to compress it with unzip it. So now let's write steps. Is a compressed file. Good. Yes, version of data set. So now that takes us to how to do unzip file. Now. Yes. So I want to highlight some steps you need to follow each time you want to unzip. Are you with me? Now, to unzip, number 1, click on the File Explorer. Look up here. You see this folder? This folder is called what? File Explorer. So once you click on it, that is what you click to open up your computer, right? You know the reason why I click on the File Explorer? Because the file you downloaded went to your system default download folder. So from here, this is what I'm looking for. I don't know if you can see it. Good. So that I can access what I downloaded. Right? So that's why I said the first step is click on file Explorer. Then second step, then from the dialog box, because what came out now is called dialog box. From the prompted dialog box, navigate or click on download. Navigate or click on download. Navigate or click on what? download, right? Now, can we see the name of the file we downloaded now? This is it now. This is archive now. This is the file, right? So you should be able to see it. Chinedu, are you with us? Okay. Now, how do I now unzip it? The next step, right click on it and select extract all. Now, mind you, so that it doesn't confuse you. If you click on, let's assume that you come to this download and you are not seeing this book icon. It might be in this form, this yellow. If it's in yellow color, it means that what you are using default window file extractor application. Now, if it is showing this, it means you are using what? WinRAR. WinRAR is an application. It's called what? You know, this file is encrypted. Any zip file is what? Encrypted. That's what? Is locked to an extent. Now, you are what? Decrypting it. So, whenever you want to decrypt a file, you must do what? Look for an application. PDF. How many of us have heard of PDF? So, PDF is one of them. You know, when you encrypt, when you attach to your website, to your email, when the receiver wants to download it, he will need what? PDF. Right? Now, so this WinRAR is for extracting what? Zip file. So, in case you can't see this icon, you know that what? You don't have what? WinRAR app installed in your what? System. But you can use the default what? Window file extractor. You will now see something like a zip icon on the yellow icon. Now, I said you select what? Extract what? All. Extract all. Now, I want us to watch it so I will see what will happen. So I click. So another dialog box is prompted. And there is a button attached to it called what? Browse. Browse means what? You want to target another directory. Now, this is how it works. I'm going to skip here now. Look up. I'm leaving here for now. This is how you are going to be working for me. I mentioned the other time that there should be two folders you are working with. One folder should be storing what? All the raw file you are getting from this platform. And then another folder should be storing your analyzed what? Data, please. So let me quickly create my folder here. I believe we all know how to create folder. Just right click on an empty space. Select what? New. And then select what? Folder. Give the folder what? Name. So let's say raw. Because I know I have another. Okay, raw files. Let me just use this. Now, I'm going back to that what? Download now. Now, when you right click and select extract all, now the reason why this browse came up is for you to specify the location where will the extracted copy be stored. So now I want to extract it and then dump the extracted copy in that raw file folder that I created. So now look at the directory here. When you check here, what you are seeing here as the last name here is what shows where you are. And the beginning is what shows what? How relative, what is connected to this place that you are. That means that what? This is related to what? Drive C. Now, until this place is showing raw what? File, you are not in that folder. So how do I make sure that this place changes from what? ICAP to what? Raw file folder. I'll click on what? Browse. So from browse, I'll go to where I created what? The folder, desktop, right? Desktop, and then just search for what? Raw file. So I can just, if you have much file, you can just type what? Raw. Let's say raw. If that is going to take time, you can just search which one? Raw file. Good, this is it. Now, all you need to do is not to open it, just touch it. Don't open it. If you open it, it means that what? The folder you are targeting is inside it. So just make sure that what? You just touch it and ensure that where you have folder, that is what is showing there. Then you select what? Select folder. Now, what are we having here now? Good. So that is to confirm that what? If you extract, where will you locate the Excel file? Raw file. Now let's go there. So I click on extract. So completed. It even opened it by itself. So let's leave here now and go to what? To the raw file. So I have it in what? Excel. Now there is A here. There is A. Can you see A attached to the Excel icon? I don't know. It's tiny. I don't know if you can see. Can you see A? Look at this icon here. This Excel icon. There is A. Yes, small letter A. Good. That small letter A, whenever you see it, you know that what? That file is in CSV. That means what? The format you downloaded the Excel file from is in what? CSV already. So you don't need to waste your time converting from CSV. You are already in CSV. Just A. Yes. A and that color. Yes, that is the Excel icon. So now let's open it now. Let's see what we downloaded from Cargo. So I will double click on it. Let's watch. It will open with your Excel. So this is what you what? This is what you downloaded. So whenever you see this hash, it means that what? Error or spacing. Just double click here. Whenever you see this, it means that what? No space. Just double click. It will what? Create what? It will auto space. Even here. So you can see this is the data. From the documentation, we saw name, right? We saw age. We saw what? Gender. So now we have been able to get what? Data from what? Cargo, right? Now before I allow us to do it, I want to show us how to change the format from CSV to what? Excel. Because that is Wrangling now. Supposing you download file as CSV and it comes in multiple sheets and you now edit it, you are trying to save but it's not saving. What do? You change it to what? Excel format. So to do that, all you need to do is just to go to what? Write this topic now. How to what? Change Excel what? File format, e.g. from CSV to Excel worksheet. From CSV to Excel worksheet. From CSV to what? Excel worksheet. Are you with me? Yes. Now, number one, open the CSV file. Remember now, see, I'm showing us two. We will change from CSV to what? Excel. And then we'll also change from what? Excel to what? CSV. Then I'll stop there and allow you to practice everything we have done. Now, so let's start with what? Changing from what? CSV to what? Excel. CSV file. CSV file. Which I've done now. If you have not opened it, you open it first, right? Step 2, go to File tab or menu. This file here, can you see it? Can you see file here? Yes. Good. Go to what? File and select Save As. The file is already in CSV. So we are converting it from CSV to what? To Excel, right? And I said open it first, so I just open it. Now, the next step I said you should go to where? File, then select what? Save As. Hope you are writing your steps. Select File and select what? Save As. Now, the moment I click on Save As, then it brings out the system what? Storage unit for me to choose. Where do I want to save this? Remember that we created a folder, right? So that folder that I created is captured here as one of the recent used what? Folder. So where the folder you are targeting is captured like this, there is no point of you going to what? Browse. You will just take advantage of it. So a practical communication here is just like you are going to a particular location, right? And then when you get to a junction, you now see somebody that is coming from that location that you are looking for. Will you take advantage of that person showing you, or you look for another person that have not visited that location? Good. That is what the computer is doing here now. Could it be there is any of these places you want to go? If it's not, then you go to what? Browse, and then you locate it. Remember, we created the folder on where? Desktop. Now, I will click here, I will open it. Now I will add something different to it in order to differentiate it from the CS. I don't want to override the original one, right? So I will just say, okay, 2, just to differentiate it from the original one. Now, what are you seeing here as the format? And I said before that what? It means that what? Comma what? Delimited. Now, you click here and change it to what? Excel what? Workbook. So I have switched from what now? CSV to what? Excel. Where did you stop? Where did you stop? Where did you stop? Okay, let's go again. Click on file, right? So from file, select what? Save as. Then click on browse. I don't want us to take note on this. Click on what? Browse. Then select desktop. Locate the folder name, raw file. So any name you give to your folder, that is what you locate. Locate the folder name, raw file. Are you with me?
Yes.
Now open the folder. You know, the other time I said just select, but in this case you have to what? Open it, because you want to keep something different inside. Open the what? The folder. Then enter the file name. In this case now I'm not bringing a new name, I'm just adding something in order to differentiate it. Specify the what? The file name. So that you can differentiate the CSV from what? Pure Excel format. Are we together? Alright, so the next step, click on the drop down under Save as Type. Under Save as Type, click on the drop down. Under Save as Type, click on what? The drop down and select Excel Workbook. So that Excel Workbook is the pure Excel file. So I click. Then you click on what? Save. Then click on Save. Click on Save. Now, look up. If I come back, you make sure that you get to this place. Go to Cargo. Now, let's check now. You can see that this icon, there is no A there. Can you see it now? No A. You can go closer and check the difference between CSV and Pure Excel. CSV will carry A. The icon will carry A. Pure Excel will carry what? Like what? Hamburger. So before I come back, your class work, I want you to get this data. If you are a network expert that can steal it on my laptop, fine. But all I want to see, this same data, I want to see it on the laptop. Yes, go to Taboo, bring it, start it. Yes. Okay, done.